Hello! Today we will be doing Incantations. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. Also, I'm really sorry I turned this video in really late. Okay, so you want to start at quarter note equals 88. And we're in 3/4 at piano. So check your note before you start. And this is after you've rested for 9 measures, but we're not going to do that. So 1, 2, okay, so that whole part I just played in first position. I think that's easiest for that section. And just make sure you extend your 4th finger enough for the F sharps and C sharps. And then at measure 18, if you want to get a little fancy, just reach up your 4th finger to hit A instead of your open A string. That'll help you stay a little softer, a little nicer sounding. And then I would jump up to 4th finger for this F on measure 20. And then at 21, you can go 3/3 for that E to A. And then stay up there for 1/3 on the D, E. And then 3 on A. And then from the 1 on D, I would just slide up to 1 on E. So that you can just do a 1, 2, 4 for the E, F, G. And then that way you can stay up in 4th position and move over to 4 on the D string for that C. So from measure 20, it goes. And also in measure 25, I would go 3/3 for that B, E up in 4th position, and then just go back to open D. That way you can stay in 1st position for the F sharp that you'll get in measure 28. So then from 28 on, you have a decrescendo. And then you have 2 measures of rest, and then for this next part, I would just stay in 1st position, reach your 1st finger back for the B flat, and extend your 4th finger for your G. I just think that's easiest for that section. And then you rest, and then this next section is Allegro, so you're going to be at 120. And since it's going to be so fast with all these 16th notes, I would just stay in 1st position. And also, when you're going really fast, don't do a bunch of wrist movements. Everyone's going to tell you to move your wrist really fast, but don't. You want to put the movement more in your elbow, not like a whole arm, but just a little jiggle up in your elbow, because that's a bigger muscle up there and you'll get less tired and you can eventually go faster. So there's that. For this section, I would just count through it before you start, and then just start slower and work up your way. So at 120, sorry, okay. So you start with 2 beats and then go into 4/4. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, sorry. We're in, we have a B flat and an E flat. I didn't do that. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. measure 50 with the eighth notes with the lines through them, those are just 16th notes. So if there's a line through a note like that, it's cutting the note in half of its value. So play those like 16th notes. That was really bad, but yeah. Okay, and then in measure 52, 1, 2, 2, 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. So that part's weird from measure 55 to 56, but just count through it before you play it. I'll do it again slower. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, E and a 1, 2. Sorry. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and then on from there. So then from 59, okay, so at 67, it's kind of a weird rhythm, but once you count through it, it's the same for these next few measures, and it's pretty easy. Make sure you're not doing a bunch of tiny wrists. Make sure it's kind of a whole arm jiggle, and that'll help you. So from 67, right there at 75 and 76, the quarter notes with 2 lines through them, that's the same thing as cutting it in half twice, so that takes them down to 16th notes. So it was. Okay, and then from here you're into pizzicato, and we also have a key change. You have a B flat and an E flat. So from there, I would just stay in first position. So measure 88, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at measure 90, you are in G major, so you just have an F sharp, and you're in 5/4. So it's easiest for me if I count in eighth notes right here. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and then measure 91, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and turn the page. I'll turn the met back on. You're still in pizzicato. Oh, I just messed that up. Sorry. Okay, so from 94. And then you go into pizzicato, and now you're back in 4/4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So hopefully you guys could count that part that I just did. Again, just do it 8th note subdivisions. And for the divisi part, I just played the top part. And then at measure 111, the quarter notes with 2 lines, those are going to be 16th notes. So, and then for this part, actually I think you should shift up. So you'll go 1, 2E and a 3E and a, and then I would do a, oh just kidding, what would I do? I would do a 1 on F, a 4 on the A flat, and then reach back to a 1 on B on your A string. I think I played that wrong, so I'm going to do it again from measure 114. So measure 117 and 119, played those, double stops your D and your G, but the other measures it's divisi. So from 117, and then you have a bunch of rest, and then measure 147, and then you're now going to be at 136 for the ending. So let me change it to 136. Okay. So you have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. I'll do that again because it was weird. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's what it sounds like. As long as I did that right. But if you just count through it, measure 148, you're just playing on beats 1 and 3. And then 149, you're playing on beats 1, 3, and 4. And then change those quarter notes into 16th notes for 50. And then you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and